The upright position, Two of Coins means, it can mean joint finances. You can see it's the money that's tied together. Or it could be juggling things, you know, taking money from Peter to pay Paul, like just having your bases covered and feeling like a little stretched to your limits. However, it can also mean in the upright position being flexible, being adaptable, having a fun attitude towards things. Like, you know, it's sort of like a juggler who says, throw as many balls at me as you want, I can catch them all and I can keep them all in orbit. And by the way, I can do it on one foot. So it's a card of adaptability, flexibility, you know, having a sense of fun and letting the changing circumstances ebb and flow in your life. When it's in the reverse position, there's a resistance, fear, or doubt that is challenging your ability to be flexible, to have fun. So sometimes it can speak to being rigid or being inflexible. And in conjunction with Emperor in reverse, I'm getting that message even clearer because Emperor in the upright position provides structure and order, but in the reverse position, it talks about immobility, rigidity, inflexibility. So the main thing that I'm going to bring up for you, Capricorn, is at the beginning of November, is there any way that you're being too rigid or inflexible on something, or not being sort of loose or open, that you're like almost too like forceful about something, or not accepting the changing circumstances that are happening around you? Because that's what these two cards in reverse say. And it actually, what it's doing is that it's throwing you off balance and it's blocking you from receiving new opportunities, new money. Temperance in the upright position represents serenity. It represents compromise. So in the reverse position, that also is the same message of resisting compromise, not really, not giving in. It's maybe a little bit of stubbornness. So I want to invite you to look at this card and see the serenity, see the peace that comes with compromise, with weighing both options, with looking at the physical, practical matters of things, but also the emotional side of things. That's where temperance gets their peace from, you know, weighing options and actually creating something new from synthesizing two sides of the story, or both sides of the matter. So when this card's in reverse, there might be a resistance or having a hard time compromising, having a hard time following the moderate path, the practical path, the middle way. But if you may, through resisting compromise, be blocking yourself from this great opportunity that's coming to you. Aces are always new beginnings. An Ace of Coins means new money. Could be a new job, a new lifestyle, new money coming to you, a new revenue stream. It also can be new values. But you can see that it opens up life to this new garden for you and this new, like, bright sky. But in the reverse position, it's like, it's asking me, what are you doing that's resisting this new beginning? What you can, in this, with this card in this position, it's almost like the money that could be there is falling out of this hand. So through any sort of resistance, fear, doubt, or compromise towards, any fear or doubt towards compromise, adaptability, and flexibility, it may block you from a new beginning, especially regarding money. So I want you to consider that at the beginning of November, Capricorn. If there's any way that rigidity or inflexibility is coming into the mix, it may be sapping you from your serenity, from your peace, and it may be blocking some opportunity, is really the word I'm going to use for this card, especially a financial opportunity or a lifestyle opportunity. So try to be flexible. Try to adopt a feeling of fun and a feeling of moderation and compromise. And you may find that sort of money lands in your lap, or a new lifestyle, a new opportunity, a new beginning that you're really going to like. So that's my message for you for the first part of November, Capricorn. The middle part of November, it's interesting. I see some security coming your way. There is some, but you're also going to have to be open it's really interesting. What I'm really getting is that as you're more open, more security comes your way. The reason I'm saying that is these are 4 cards, 4 of Cups and 4 of Coins. Those are both stable, cards of stability. 4 is a very stable number. But the way that this card receives it is you need to look up and out of yourself. If you're always focusing on what exists, what's current, that's the 3 of Cups in the foreground, you may miss out on this 4th cup that life wants to hand you. And cups represent the heart and emotion. So I sometimes call this card my Rip Van Winkle card. Like if you've kind of been doing the same old thing, you're kind of bored with it, you're kind of aloof, you're kind of checked out, you might miss this opportunity. Really funny. This other card is about opportunity too. You can see in both of them these clouds, which represent like the divine nature of things, wanting to hand you this stuff. You need to get up and out of the weeds that are sort of growing around you in your apathy. Look up and see new opportunities that are like right there being handed to you. You just need to receive them. You need to kind of like not just be looking down onto the ground like this is what exists, this is my day in, day out, this is what's always going to be, this is how it always is, this is always how it's going to be. That's kind of the feeling of this card. And so you kind of give up. But if you look up, look out of, like go down a different street, go look outside of your normal day-to-day routines and what has happened, like maybe out from the past. That's where this new beginning is. So that's my recommendation, middle of the month for you, Capricorn. Look up and out of yourself. And same thing here with 4 of Coins. 4 of Coins is like maintaining the status quo, holding on to every little last cent of money. He's got money on his mind, money on his heart. He's got money on his lap. He's surrounded by money, and it's immobilizing him. So I'm going to encourage you with this in the reverse position, it's sort of saying there's some fears about money, resistance to letting go of those fears. See if you can loosen up regarding money. It's actually the 4 of Coins and the 2 of Coins in reverse both say to me, you're being consumed with money is like immobilizing you, making you rigid. Try to like loosen that up. Try to play with it. Try to open up because it's kind of blocking your heart and it's throwing you off balance. It may even be putting you on the defensive and feeling like you're always having to be the survivor. And that's not really the truth of the matter. 9 of Wands is the survivor card. I call this the cool hand Luke card because it keeps getting knocked down and keeps getting back up. So he survives, but he's kind of like battle worn. He's kind of tired and he's always looking over his shoulder like, where's the next attack coming from? He can be a little paranoid, and it's not really the truth of how things are. He's looking away from the truth. And I'm even going to say he's looking towards fear and, the past of how things always have been. And that's why he's got this sort of like feeling of like, oh, I've just got to survive through this. This is how it is. This is how it's always going to be. No, it doesn't have to always be that way. If he turns around, he can see this is truth of a new beginning. Ace, another ace, right in line with this ace. So this is one clear, true thought. So what I'm going to invite you to do, Capricorn, is try to look up and out of your current situation. Try to open up in terms of any fears about money. Try to release yourself from this feeling of always having to be the survivor, being paranoid, being defensive, looking over your shoulder, wondering where the next wave is going to hit. And realize, no, the truth is going to set you free. This represents the truth of, the sword of Excalibur. It represents one clear thought. When you get really clear on what the truth is, what you want, what's real, it's like a new day. And it's an ace, so it's a new beginning. It's like this card in this position reminds me of this is the first day of the rest of your life. This guy has so much battle that he's been slogging through and battling upon, and he's battle worn, and he just gets knocked down, gets back up, gets knocked down, gets back up. This is like a cycle that repeats. This is like, no, this is new truth. When you have a revelation of truth and clarity, which is what this card represents, it's like a new thought, a new belief that leads you to a new reality. So I'm going to invite you. You've got 2 aces showing up, Capricorn. Ace of Coins, Ace of Swords. If you can open up any rigidity, any immobility, any like stubbornness, any fixedness, any unwillingness to compromise, then you may turn this around and actually receive this new opportunity. By the middle of the month, there is a new revelation, new belief available to you. So which will get you out of this cycle, whatever it is, of just repeating this, you know, it's always going to be the same. I've got these fears about money, so I have to cling to it, and I'm always going to have to be on the defensive, always having to survive through it. No, turn around. Turn around to a new belief, a new truth. It will set you free. It is clear as day, and it's victorious, by the way. It's easy, and it's a new beginning. So that's an opportunity for you in November. You've got actually 2 nice opportunities here. Towards the end of the month, there's 2 things going on here. Now High Priestess is a card of internal wisdom. She's a card of following your intuition, inner knowing. This is like really knowing yourself. She's actually in tandem with the truth. She actually has access to the truth just by getting quiet and listening within. She doesn't have to listen to anyone else. She just listens to that still, small inner voice. This moon represents connection with your innermost feelings, with the emotional side of things, and your subconscious. And it's interesting because she's surrounded on both sides by injustice. This is 7 of Swords, which is criminality, someone trying to get away with something, someone being shady, someone trying to this is very me behavior. You could be recognizing this in yourself or in something in your environment. This is like cutting corners at all costs. This is what I want and I'll do anything to get it. Even if it means breaking the law, even if it means taking risks, even if it means stepping over someone else, stealing someone else's stuff. That's to one side of her. To the other side is Justice in reverse, which represents injustice, justice not being served, non-alignment with the truth. So what it's saying to me is that you can be surrounded by injustice, criminality, but you know what's right. You know, listen to that still small inner voice inside. Your intuition knows what's true, what's real. Your intuition is in alignment with this card of the truth, the new belief. Even if it doesn't appear, even if you're being met with injustice, even if you're being met with shady behavior surrounding you, be the eye of that storm and stay in your own truth, in your own inner wisdom, your own inner knowledge, because this person is calm. She makes good decisions. She knows. She just knows. She doesn't have to ask anyone else. She knows what's true. I think there may be someone involved who they're showing, this Queen of Coins is showing up next to this 7 of Swords. It could be that there's someone who is normally very reliable. Normally, this is the person with the home. She's in charge of the money, and she's usually in charge of the home, like with the children and the animals are there at the home with her. But she's not being her normal self. She's not being as practical or reliable or trustworthy or down to earth as she normally is. She may be engaging in dishonest behavior, criminal behavior, under the surface, me behavior. I mean, this could be a side of you, Capricorn, because this is usually earth sign. So it could be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Or it could be another another earth sign that you're engaging with. Or it could just be the person who is the Queen of Coins archetype. So the person who's in charge of the home, the person who is usually practical, who's usually down to earth, very steady, very reliable, trustworthy. She's not being so trustworthy right now. And you kind of know this inside. So whether that's you or whether that's someone else, at the end of the month, you kind of have to find your own inner peace, is what I'm getting from this card. Because you may be surrounded by injustice or someone acting dishonest. But you're going to be in alignment with the truth if you turn around and adhere to this new belief that you're being given mid-month, Capricorn. And that is going to give you a lot of peace. So that's going to get you through the end of the month. Even if you're surrounded on all sides by dishonesty, she knows what's going on. She knows her own mind, and she knows what's real. So that's my reading for you, Capricorn, for November.